Okay, Sagittarius, this next reading is going to be for you. These are general readings, so they obviously do not resonate with everyone. The reason I do them is because I feel like if Spirit has a message to communicate to you, then you will know when you hear your reading. You can also listen to your moon and rising signs, as most people only listen to their sun. But if the messages are for you during this time, then they are for you. So your first card is the Five of Pentacles. So you could be feeling left out in the cold. Perhaps there are some trouble regarding money, finances. You could, again, be left feeling sort of abandoned. But with this card here, you can see that, she has her head down. She's not paying attention to what's behind her. You can see here there is a key. So if she would just look up and turn around, she would get that key to unlock that door to have the solutions to all of her challenges. So that could have been a past energy or current energy, Sagittarius. So if there are issues regarding finances, there is a solution nearby. You just have to kind of lift your head up and find the solution. And with that being said, we have the Four of Pentacles next. So this is, again, being concerned about money, holding on tight to your pentacles, being worried about losing money, okay? Then after that here, you have the Knight of Pentacles, and then you have the Seven of Wands. So basically, these, first three cards basically indicate, a lot of emphasis on finances, financial security. So again, with these Four of Pentacles, perhaps you have a worry regarding the loss of money. As you might be spending too much money. Maybe it could be an indication that you may want to hold on to some of your money and not spend it, and prepare for, or save per se for the future, where you may need some of your funds. Not to be so generous with your funds perhaps, and start holding some of them back, okay? Now, the Knight of Pentacles is basically a knight who's very, diligent and hardworking, very determined. It's one of the hardest working knights in the deck. When you see this card appear, you can be sure that this person here embodies the energy of building like material security. They're very pragmatic in terms of expansion. This is a person who is constantly improving things for himself and for others, like, being inclusive of the ones that he loves, okay? He's definitely focused on solidifying foundations and assuring that whatever he works on today is going to provide some sort of harvest for tomorrow. It's someone that is usually loyal, has pride, is very trustworthy. They tend to their home as well. It's basically someone who's, seed by seed, they're going to plant their future and set a great foundation down. So then you have the Seven of Wands, right? So the Seven of Wands is like experiencing some sort of challenge. It could go back to this Five of Pentacles here, like experiencing a challenge regarding finances. And it indicates that, you need to ground and sort of protect yourself. Like, perhaps you're feeling like vulnerable at this time. You're feeling attacked or defensive, misunderstood. Maybe perhaps you're feeling like there's some sort of competition that is emerging. You know, it's like, it's basically feeling sort of defensive, and the card of the message of this card is basically to kind of remain synchronized and aligned with your vision, and to reject any low vibrating negative energy that others may be pushing onto you. Okay, remember that with this card here, they're saying that you don't really have to accept anyone else's opinion as truth, especially when they're vying for your position, you know? So you may have someone that wants what you have and is trying to advise you. So be wary of that with the Seven of Wands. It, you know, often indicates some sort of conflict. Could be someone posing as a friend, an acquaintance, that is really trying to get you out of your place because he wants your spot, right? So you have the Eight of Pentacles, and this is someone that's basically, you know, very hard at work, right? Someone who continues to build for, you know, their future. Again, another card of Pentacles is very, very focused on Pentacles. So that's definitely someone that is someone who's, you know, working hard. Again, it's like the Knight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is, let me say, like mastering some sort of a skill, right? Like being an expert at something where you've kind of worked so hard at something, you could almost like sit back and watch it kind of manifest itself. It's like looking at the progress, having patience, and determination, you know, and embodying patience as determination to ensure your success. Okay, it's like remaining dedicated to excellence in order to improve and to thrive. Then you have the Six of Cups. This is a card of like nostalgia. You see him kind of thinking back, you know, thinking about something of the past. It could be of a past love. It could be, you know, thinking about themes of your life, your inner child. You could be feeling triggered by some sort of old memory. Maybe it's a message to like release anything that you need to forgive yourself, you know, releasing some sort of type of residual guilt that you may have from any past relationships that you still may carry, any trauma. You know, accept that you're human and that everyone makes mistakes, you know, that everything involves lessons and healing, and know that you have to at some point become at peace with your past, and know that it has brought you to like where you need to be at this moment in time. Okay, so, you know, some people may say it could be return of a past love as well, or maybe you're thinking of a past love that you'd like to return to. But you know, it could be some feeling of guilt or something. Then you have the Three of Swords. So that's basically, you might be feeling heartbroken over something that has brought some sort of I don't know, broken heart, you know, feeling of strife. You might have been crying recently. Perhaps it was over a past lover. Perhaps when you think about that, it makes you cry. Or it could have been a past situation that kind of bothers you. But in any case, the Three of Swords is basically a card like that kind of pierces your heart, you know, a card that expresses pain and hurt. What else do we have for you, Sagittarius? So you have the High Priestess here. So, the High Priestess is basically, a card when you kind of connect with your intuition. You need to meditate, go within. Basically, knowing that all of the answers that you desire come from within you, okay? It's like connecting to your higher self, your subconscious, okay? It's like receiving sort of like some visions or dreams that are like very powerful, having like psychic insights, introspection, being concerned with a spiritual experience. It's somebody that can sit on the edge of this realm and the next and draw meaning and illumination from beyond this veil. Okay, it's like having some sort of sacred insight and profound wisdom that is flowing into you right now at this moment. Okay, it's submerging your thoughts into your subconscious realm. It's basically things like, pay attention to your dreams. Perhaps if you remember them, they may be metaphors for revealing some messages to you at this time. You can have like ancient memories that may be resurfacing during this time. Pay attention to like synchronicity. Are you seeing repeated numbers? Look at what they mean. Angel numbers 111, 555, 123. Any type of numbers that have like patterns are probably something that you want to pay attention to. And just know that the answers that you seek are coming to you through some sort of like spiritual experience that you may encounter or be encountering. What else do we have here for Sagittarius? So you have the Ace of Wands. This could indicate, fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, perhaps the energy of yourself that you embody. The Ace of Wands are always a card of new beginnings. It's definitely like something like planting a seed, some sort of new idea that you may have. It could be a new business venture, a way of making more money, new money. It's some sort of inspiration, some sort of illumination that has to do with creativity. It's using your creativity to kind of magically develop something that is something that you want to manifest, some sort of interconnectedness. Okay, what else do we have here for Sagittarius? Sun, Moon, and Rising Sagittarius. So you have a lot of your element, which is fire. Wands indicate like fiery. So here you have the Knight of Wands. Now, again, the Knight of Wands is it's like indicates charisma, passion, spontaneity, pursuing your dreams. The wands and the energy, you can see here the lion in the back. This is like having the strength and the power to like pursue your dreams, taking like some sort of inspired action. Okay, is manifesting like whatever it is that you want. The seed that you're planting here, it's manifesting that with a very high power, a very fiery driven power. So then here you have the Ten of Pentacles, and this is indicative of, financial security, happy home, happy life. You say you have the kids dancing, the mother, the father, the dog. So this is like, you know, ultimate abundance. I guess you could see here, you know, you have a lot of pentacle cards. So it's, you've definitely been thinking about money and financial security. But the Ten of Pentacles is an indication that you're definitely going to, you know, receive that there, okay? So I don't know if there's anything else that I should pull from here. I mean, the Ten of Pentacles is a good card to end on. You know, basically, you know, planting your idea, working hard, and getting what you deserve. You know, you have the Eight of Pentacles as well up there. I think I actually am called to stop here. I'm going to pull one of, I guess I'll pull one of these cards here. These are oracles of shadows and light. I guess I don't use all of them all the time, but I'm kind of called to use one of these, pull one of these now, so I will. The Sagittarius. I haven't pulled them from any other sign yet, so let's see what we have here. So this one was up. This is the Shallow Grave card, okay? So when you get the Shallow Grave card, it's basically, I mean, first I'll show you the, let me show you the picture so that you can really see it here. It's like, it's a message that says that you miss someone. It could have been someone that passed on, perhaps someone that you don't speak to anymore, you don't have a relationship with anymore. You can see like this beautiful young woman is missing someone deeply, right? And she knows perhaps for the first time what it feels like to like truly miss somebody, right? To like, and what it feels like to lose someone, you know? It's a card that, I mean, missing somebody can be like really hard, really difficult. It almost feels like a physical ache, you know? And our hearts can indeed feel broken, which bring me back to this card right here, right? And emphasizes this Three of Swords, right? Because humans, like, we have a capacity to connect like no others in the universe. We love, and we love so deeply that love can continue even when the form we love is no longer with us, you know? If you, when you receive this card in a reading, it's basically telling you that it's time to acknowledge just how deeply you have yearned for someone's return and how much that person's loss has affected you. That being could have been a friend, a pet you loved, you know, a grandparent, a parent that's left. It's dismissing that's so strong. It's sometimes, like I said, it sometimes feels like it's a physical hurt. You know, that I'm really picking up on like a very, very deep sadness here. And it can't be eased by denying its presence, you know? And when that's done, like when that's the case, you really can't put what's missing to rest. You have to know within yourself that the sadness needs to change and become a part of your life's beauty and not its pain. You know, so this is basically telling you that it's time to let something go. But before you do, take a moment and acknowledge what this was to you. Know that this meant so much, and that by returning it to the past rather than yearning for it to move forward with you in the present, you are creating some sort of a future that has a greater freedom to it. Okay? Like, sometimes we don't want to let things go. Sometimes we're holding on to either a relationship that we know has already died, you know, a thought that can't manifest itself, You know, you can be with someone physically and still miss them and who you thought they were. You just need to like lay something to rest and know that, and say to yourself that you no longer allow it to trespass itself onto the present. You know, and accept that life is like that. Like, so much of what's happening isn't about what's actually happening, but how we feel about what's happening, right? So holding on to the past, idealizing the past, you know, refusing and not allowing yourself to get over a breakup with a friend or a lover, you know, it doesn't really serve you any good. You really have to kind of let it go and move forward. Whatever it is, however that this card resonates with you, I feel it very deeply in your reading, which is interesting because you're the first sign that I pulled this card, this deck for. So, you know, just remember, this universe, this earth, it takes forms and changes them and gives back to us what we let go in new forms. It's time for you to stop hanging on to, so sadly, what no longer belongs, like something that is past, something that, like, mourn it, and then it'll come back to us in a different form, ready for us to like relive it again. So I really hope that helps you, Sagittarius.